Hey guys, so this is another first impressions video. This time it's for Laurence, and we finally have a hero that converts to red and blue. So is that good really in the situation? Well, we're gonna talk about it. So skill, average speed, usually pretty good. Deals 480% damage to the target for 3 hits and inflicts melodic aura for 4 turns. Melodic Aura converts to a red target and transfers 50% of the target's mana gain to Laurence. So pretty much this is a blue Regald. And people that actually have Regald, they know how good that guy is for sure. But the difference is that we're actually able to switch to red in that situation. So that's a interesting change for sure. Only one instance of this effect can exist at a time. This effect is not considered a debuff and cannot take effect on targets without allies. So yeah, that's the big huge difference. So if there's only one enemy available, this melodic aura pretty much not doing anything. For my testing, it's not even sucking the mana, so not even doing 50% more damage though when it's only one target. We'll definitely need to confirm that, but I'm not seeing that happening, so that's not good, guys, for sure. Passive reduces the damage though by 10% for 3 turns when enemies cast a skill, stacking up to 3 times. So in other words, if you're gonna fight an Antia team, they're gonna have pretty much all the time gonna have 30% less damage dealt when the enemies go off and things like that, unless you're sucking all the mana specifically of one target or an Antia. If you kill Antia, that's probably not going to happen. But if she's still around, yeah, you're going to have that on all the freaking time. Alright, Awakenings, +1. Enhanced skill effect. Laurence restores 50% mana of the ally with the lowest mana. So if you get this hero at +1, do take into account that you have to activate first the hero that you want the mana back, and then activate Laurence. So you make sure control which hero specifically, when you're playing on the attack, is going to get that 50% mana back. So that's pretty important to know, and pretty powerful if used correctly. Enhanced passive. When allies cast a skill, increases their damage dealt by 10% for 3 turns, stacking up to 3 times. So this is pretty awesome. For what I've been playing and testing out and things like that, it only affects the other heroes. It's not going to affect Laurence for some strange reason. But yeah, it does says when allies cast a skill, so yeah. But that's pretty cool. Every single hero in your team is going to get 30% extra damage dealt if you're playing a blue team with stones and things like that. So yeah, that's going to be relevant for sure, guys. The +2 is the usual 10%. The +3 is enhanced passive. Laurence has a 50% chance to recover 25% mana when enemies cast a skill. So this is super weird for me. I mean, you're happy with turning the enemy into red and sucking the mana, but just giving you a 50% chance, like it's a coin toss. Sometimes you're gonna get the mana, sometimes you're not gonna get the mana. So that's in my eyes, that's a drawback. It should have been whenever it's cast, it's gonna get the 25% mana. That would be a big freaking difference for sure. Really high upgrade in that situation, but that's not the case, guys, sadly. The +4 is the usual 10%. And the +5 gains immunity to that for 3 turns when taking a fatal blow, and restores 25% mana and 50%. 25% max HP and 50% mana to all allies. Takes effect 1 time per battle. So this is a really powerful revival ability when playing her on defense for sure. This is going to turn the tables for sure, guys, because if you're playing blue in this situation, you're gonna have a lot of mana in your hands specifically. So very powerful stuff, guys. Imagine she reviving for 3 freaking turns, by the way. And yeah, everybody gets more HP, everybody gets a bunch of mana, so more likely everybody's gonna go off, more than likely. Enhanced melodic aura increases the mana transfer in PvP battles by 100%. So yeah, this is pretty much the same awakening as Regald in this situation. Once you get her to +5, you'll be able to suck and pretty much paralyze a specific target and suck and pretty much destroy, because you're pretty much going to turn them red there, but it's not going to be so relevant on defense. That's the big difference, except for this part. And if you're going to play Malfor, which by the way Malfor has been played less and less lately, In that case, that could work, but yeah, it would have to be a freaking mono blue team, almost mono blue team in that case. So yeah, lots of things on defense, but on the attack, this is pretty powerful for sure. If you get him to +5 in that situation. So let's take her to a spin real quick here, so I can show you everything we just talked about. Alrighty. So pretty much, when you play her around, you're gonna treat her like a reg out. Probably you're gonna want to make her go off first to make sure you actually turn the enemy into red. There we go, and you saw how this guy over here, Wanda, got her mana, so that's pretty useful. So let's see, let's just activate Wanda, and you're gonna get that 10% damage, extra damage dealt. I'm gonna show you here. There you go. So let's even if you activate Antia, Alia's gonna get 10% damage dealt. So that is pretty funny. She usually doesn't attack, but damage dealt does affect stone damage, so it could be relevant in the right team, because this damage dealt is going to affect that as well. Alrighty. Alright. Definitely need to make this. All right. So when they go off, since it's even +0 in that situation, damage dealt -10%. So if they keep going off, they're gonna do less and less damage in that situation. So that's pretty cool. So let's activate this gal here. Now we have 2. Remember that this stacks 3 times. So now she has 20% additional damage dealt. Let's speed this up a little bit. So now that we did it, activate the gal here, Laurence, and we got 50% mana here, and you guys get the idea. That's usually gonna do it. Gonna fight a little bit faster here now. Let's activate Antia here. All right. We already have a red, so let's just finish her off here. Turn to red. Wanda got chosen. That's interesting. So in other words, when you activate Laurence here, if the entire team doesn't have any mana and you activate, apparently the priority is from left to right. So you have to also take that into account. If you decide to put it on defense, you have to take that into account, and also on the attack. It's very important stuff, guys. There's a lot of heroes that you actually have to make sure to know where to position them when you're actually attacking. I'm definitely going to try to kill this gal here. She's going to be a problem. Alright, probably... Well, that is interesting. Probably it's best to... You saw the stone damage on... The stone damage on this green hero did so much damage. I'm actually impressed on that. That is really pretty freaking powerful. Let's try to kill this gal instead. Alright, let's see. So close. She's always been a problem hero to actually... Huh. It's interesting she gained mana there. So apparently is... Alright, I'm gonna read the wiki in a second. So this is what I'm talking about. Now that she's completely alone, let's see. See, it's pretty much no extra damage for a single target and things like that. That's usually what these types of heroes usually do, but not this case, because in other words, Arthur, you would actually do the target change the color. When it's only one, you will be able in that case to actually do more damage. The 50% damage received, if I'm not mistaken, in that situation. So sadly, for some reason, she doesn't have that, and it's gonna be a big problem in fighting versus screens and things like that. Yeah, that's what I expected for sure. So she's gonna open up that door for that, for sure. So let's talk about her weapon real quick here. Increases damage dealt to weaker elements by 35% for Laurence, 70% for 3 turns when casting a skill. So I mean, I really want to like this, but if you're gonna get this weapon, it's only gonna be for Laurence and nobody else. Because if it's not Laurence, it's gonna be 35%. But I'm gonna make the case to just giving her Gillian's weapon, because Gillian's weapon is gonna give her 90% damage dealt to weaker elements, and yeah. And also the refinement bonus, I have no idea why they chose normal attack damage. I have no idea, don't even ask me, because she doesn't do any normal attack damage or anything. So yeah, definitely would slap Gillian's weapon on her for sure. If not, you're probably gonna put Raphael's weapon or another good shield weapon. Percy's weapon is good on her because she's actually average speed in that situation, so she's able to go off and get that shield that she actually needs. So in this case, I don't really recommend you, if you get this hero, I don't recommend you getting this weapon, because it's only going to work, be effective on her and no one else in the pretty much in the entire freaking game. I mean, yeah, damage out by 35% is not enough for sure. So sadly, I don't have any footage yet for this hero, but on the update video, I'm definitely gonna put the footage, guys, for you in that situation. However, for what I've seen, do I think if this hero is a must-have hero? I gotta say, guys, I really not seeing it. She is definitely not a must-have hero. The biggest reason is that if you do not get this hero at +5, she's only going to suck 50% of the mana on the enemy. And Regalt, his awakenings were like monstrous. I mean, damage dealt and then critical damage, guaranteed freaking crit. I mean, yeah, the comparing between the two, there's a big freaking difference. And this 50% chance to get mana is not really, it's not really working for me. So most of you guys won't be able to get this hero at +5. If you do get her at +5, she is definitely going to be worth it. Sucking the mana and that situation by 100% is relevant no matter what team you're actually using. However, if you don't get her to +5, she's not going to be working well for you. She's only going to be a must-have if you plan to get her at she's only a must-have if you plan to get her at +5, and that's not most of the people. So for sure, guys, I can't say that she's a must-have in that situation, sadly, in my humble opinion. If I change my mind, I'll definitely do that on the update video. I do plan to make the update video because yeah, I definitely want to make this as a first impressions video, so everybody can actually see my first impressions finally. That's the main idea that I want to make these videos for sure. So update video for sure for her, and with footage so I can show her in action for sure, guys. Alright, guys, if you have any questions, if you have any concerns, please leave it in the comments and we'll talk about it. Alright, thank you very much for watching, guys. Have a great day. Bye bye.